Hey, good morning. As you can see, I'm already dressed, prepped. I'm well into my day. I'm already fired up, but if you're just waking up, that's fine. Grab a cup of coffee, relax, and just sit back and enjoy this video. A huge shout out if you're here. It means you're either a fan of the channel or a hater or my mom. Hey, mom, she watches every video. What can I say? Thank you, mom, for increasing the engagement of my channel. Now, in today's video, we have to cover a lot. We will talk about the Cybertruck sighting, Michael Burry, Nord Stream apparently getting involved with Ryan Cohen, IMF, International Monetary Fund, saying that the Chinese real estate crisis is far from over, some more backlash in aftermath of the Adani Group crisis with the Hindenburg research stuff, denials of Satori Fund giving a very interesting prediction for 2023. Remember, he's one of the only guys who actually made a lot of money in 2022, so it's worthwhile to listen to what he has to say. But first of all, before we go into all of that, hold on a second. This video is sponsored by Tendies. Now, I love Tendies. I use Tendies every single day. It's free. There's no upsell. There's no premium. It's free. It's literally the best information in the internet, the best tools for you to succeed, especially in this crazy market, and it's 100% free. There's no charges. There's no signups. Nothing. It is free. Now, I use it every morning. Every morning, I go through Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, all the news, but I always check out Tendies because they have the best research. They'll show me order flows with options. They'll show me some of the interesting, intricate things that are going on in the market. It is literally a must-have tool, and especially it is 100% free. You get some of the best research on the internet. You get options order flow, something that usually costs between $50 and $400, depending on which providers you use. You get all these tools. You get filtered order flow. You can see what the whales are doing. You have an options calculator. It's an absolutely incredible tool I think everybody should use. I rarely do sponsored videos. I only recommend things I personally use. And this tool is not only helpful, it's not only something I use daily, it's not something that I absolutely think you should have. It is 100% free. I do recommend you go check it out. The link is below. So go filter out the noise. Get some of the best research and information on the internet attendees. The link is below. There's no coupon code because it is free. Go get it. Thank me later. And by the way, if you get it, you're going to be helping my channel, obviously. So if you are a fan of the channel, you want to support the channel, go give Tendies a shot. Thank you so much. And now let's jump back to the video. So the first thing we got to talk about is Nord Stream. I do have to share something with you. When I initially read this article, it was very early in the morning, and I read it as if Ryan Cohen is investing in Nord Stream, the pipeline. And I was like, why would Ryan Cohen invest in Nord Stream? What? And then I realized it was Nord Stream. Yeah. So, that was the start of my day. I was like, is Ryan Cohen getting involved with Russia, Ukraine, Nord Stream? What? Now, just to remind you, Ryan Cohen is the guy from Chewy. Chewy was a success story. I mean, depends on how you look at it, but let's qualify it as a success story. Ryan Cohen took this brick and mortar business. He sold it as an internet business, made a lot of money, but everything he did after that, in my opinion, in my alleged opinion, has been nothing but enriching himself. And I'll explain. And I'm sure maybe he has good intentions, whatnot. I mean, I don't know, but it's just my opinion. Ryan Cohen got involved with GameStop. GameStop went up like crazy. What has happened with GameStop? Did GameStop, with all my love to GameStop, but did GameStop get out of the hole? Did the GameStop business model change completely and became a fully internet business? No. Ryan Cohen made a lot of money, I assume, out of GameStop. But GameStop is still in the same, I would call, deep doo-doo it was before. I'm not saying that he did anything intentionally bad, but all I'm saying is that he did profit a lot of money. Some traders made a lot of money, but the business, still questionable. Then there was the whole Bed Bath & Beyond thing. He got involved with Bed Bath & Beyond. The stock spiked. He made a lot of money. The business is failing. You can see what's going on right now. They're basically almost going out of business. Again, Ryan Cohen steps in, the hype begins, the hoopla begins, stock goes up. He probably makes some money. I don't know if he makes some money or not. Anyways, traders make money at the very least. But the business doesn't really change. Ever since Chewy, I haven't seen Ryan Cohen do anything with these businesses. Another thing I want to talk about is Cybertruck. So there was a Cybertruck sighting. It is a polarizing vehicle. I personally love it a lot. I think it's an absolute beauty, and I'm sure it's going to sell like hotcakes. But a lot of classic pickup truck fans, they will have a hard time getting used to this new look. But hey, Cars in the 50s look a lot different than cars in the 70s. Cars in the 90s look a lot different than cars in the 70s, etc., etc., etc. This is the evolution of the truck, of the pickup truck, in my opinion. I think it's a matter of time until people get used to it. Obviously, the product is going to be amazing. The car is going to outperform. It's going to be an absolute overkill, much like Model S, Model 3 were. It's going to break the market. And it finally will give Tesla this foothold in the pickup truck category, which is the best category in the US, which they haven't been playing on. And the biggest losers out of the siding is Ford, because the end of the F-150 is coming near, at least the end of the pure dominance, almost quasi-monopoly of the F-150 is coming near. This means that Ford should be extremely worried. Now, I do want to mention the IMF. IMF, International Monetary Fund. I always have trouble saying International Monetary Fund. For some reason, it doesn't really work with my accent. A bunch of rich guys playing chess with the world as if it's, humans are pieces and whatever. You know what I mean? So the IMF are basically saying right now that the Chinese real estate market is far from out of being in crisis. So basically that the big mess is still ahead. I couldn't agree more. I hate to agree with the IMF. But look, the Chinese real estate market is not only absolutely crucial to the GDP of China, gross domestic product of China. I believe the Chinese real estate market is responsible for like 1/3 of China's GDP. It's insane. The problem when you look under the hood, the Chinese real estate market is nothing but a Ponzi scheme. A lot of buildings, nobody's actually living in these apartments. They're getting bought just for the sole purpose of reselling it later. I know it sounds like Bitcoin, but even Bitcoin has more use cases than Chinese apartments. Ghost towns that lead nowhere, roads and train stations and monuments and statues. All these buildings are there to serve one purpose. They get bought, nobody lives in them, and they get sold for a higher price. It's the greater fool theory. In every greater fool theory pyramid scheme, eventually it falls off. The will fall off. The seams fall, starts to come apart like a cheap cushion at the sides. It's just a matter of time. And when this happens, the impact on the Chinese economy is going to be immense, because 1/3 of China is literally built around this industry of horseshit. Sorry. Excuse my French. Now, I do want to talk about Dan Niles of Satori Fund. Dan Niles was one of the only guys who made money in 2022. He's now coming out and saying, hey, I think 2023 is going to be very bad. I'm staying mainly in cash, but hold on a second. What he said is, I'm staying in bonds, which is his definition of cash. You get your 4%. Also, he said he's going for healthcare. Healthcare is obviously a very defensive, classic industry to be in the recession. And also, he said he loves Meta. And he's been on Meta's fan bus kind of, for a while. I mean, to be honest, Meta reports right now kind of prove him right, because at the end of the day, it seems that, Amazon had trouble, Apple had trouble, Google had trouble. Everybody was hit in this earnings season, but Meta did great. What it shows you, and I think Dan Niles is right about it, and I've not always been bullish on Meta. I'm going to be absolutely 100% frank with you. The Mark Zuckerberg experience, extravaganza, whatever you want to call it, adventure into metaverse was a stupid idea in my opinion, and it burned a lot of cash unnecessarily. But hey, the core business of Meta is so good. It's such a cash factory. It didn't matter. So the business is so tight. It's so foolproof. It's a cash printing business. Even Mark Zuckerberg with his metaverse shenanigans couldn't screw it up. So Dan Niles was right. He was basically saying Meta is a great investment at 90. There's records of him saying it, and credit where credit is due. At the end of the day, even Mark Zuckerberg could not destroy Meta. So shout out to Meta for being even better than the shenanigans of its very peculiar choices by the CEO. Michael Burry, he rage quit the internet like a video game. I get it. But a lot of people are celebrating his demise. But let me just tell you one thing. He might be right. We don't know. Michael Burry was wrong if you look at it in a 48-hour window. Sure. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future. If the Fed isn't bluffing and the market will have to deal with that reality, the fall is going to be incredible, and Michael Burry would eventually turn up to be right. But just my opinion, might be wrong, might be inaccurate, might be the ramblings of a madman. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps my channel. Every time I see more subscribers come in, it actually makes my day. So if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate it. But you don't have to. So don't click nothing, don't smash nothing, don't buy nothing. I'll see you in the next video.